Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the TMG Show. Today we have two young, up-and-coming, how else do you say this? These
Unsuccessful.
youthful,
Spry.
These guys are looking to start the next insurrection. We have Rusty and Will from the Playday podcast. Welcome, boys.
Thank you for having
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for being here. Is this alcohol?
That is Accelerator.
I
What is
wish.
Accelerator?
It's like an energy drink.
Yeah. I've never seen this in my life.
It's got caffeine and all natural caffeine, I
There's
think.
200 milligrams of caffeine. I had the Livvy.
Straight to the veins.
Dude, what are you doing later that you need to be this amped?
I just am addicted to them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I had a Livvy Dunne flavored one on the way here.
We were talking about this.
Unironically, my new favorite flavor, and sometimes walking around with a Livvy Dunne can be a little interesting as a guy that looks like me, but we're fighting through it.
Yeah. So it tastes like her? I don't understand.
It is cotton candy flavored. It is not. I made the mistake in an ad read of saying it is Livvy Dunne flavored, and they asked me to not describe it that way.
Got it.
Is that
got it.
true?
No.
Oh.
But I did say
But yes, for the sake of the show,
for the
yes.
sake of this story, yes.
Yeah, so, go get your Livvy Dunne flavored Accelerator at your local 7-Eleven. That's a paid ad.
Damn
That's
right.
a paid ad by Accelerator. Yeah, me and the boys go way back.
That's right.
We've known each other a long time.
Mhm.
Want to tell them how we met?
Well, this actually isn't this is technically not my first time on the show. I don't know if you know this. When I was 19, I drank 12 Four Lokos.
Oh, that's right. You're the guy who did the Four Lokos. Yeah, I remember this. That is insane. Oh my God. Oh, and it's hitting me like a fucking freight train. I'm now
Same
realizing
thing happened to him.
that you're the one that has been poisoning your liver for fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is such a good example. So if you are a working alcoholic, if you're a developing alcoholic,
Yes.
you can take that somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about it on the way here. We were like, that's kind of miraculous that we turned that into anything else, because I don't do those anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I stopped doing it, I was like, okay, maybe we'll just go get a normal job.
Right.
Turned it into something of some substance.
Okay, so is that how you met? You had to drive him places after he'd make these TikToks?
Yes,
or-
exactly. No.
He would buy the Four Lokos because I was underage.
Yeah. And you're 40, obviously, hanging out on a college campus.
Exactly. Yeah, I lived around the area. Just always been trying to make inroads with the college kids. And,
You're just desperate for one more tour of being cool.
he was the one guy came along desperate enough to.
Will had the old recipe Four Lokos, so he was a bit of a dealer.
Okay,
Yeah.
people talk about that like it's like a mythical thing.
Yeah.
What was the ratio? Of, like,
Can we pull it
caffeine
up? Yeah, what was the old?
It
like,
used
what
to
was-
be four.
Yeah, you would know.
It used to be the equivalent of 4 beers and I believe 5 cups of coffee.
Wow.
I never got to try.
5 cups of coffee is crazy.
Yeah, kids were like dying. That's why they had to change it.
Yeah, I would. My friends, I would watch them. Because it was. I was never a big drinker, but I always enjoyed someone consuming a Four Loko.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you not a big drinker?
No, I'm saying that like I enjoy being
Correct.
around.
You're like, no, I get wasted
No,
too.
I
I definitely get fucked up. Four Loko's alcohol content typically ranges from 8 to 14%. Some super varieties labeled as 14%. All right, whatever. They probably scrubbed that from the internet.
Yeah, we used to
for
do.
legal reasons.
Yeah.
We used to play Four Loko roulette, which was you'd get four Four Lokos, keep them in the paper bag, and then everyone had to pick which one was going to be theirs. Which sounds like a great game until you realize that you have to drink a Four Loko regardless. Like the roulette aspect
Meant nothing.
didn't
flavor.
mean any. Yeah, it was like maybe you'd get 1 percentage point lower, but like generally everyone was going to drink a Four Loko.
So you guys were just training for White Boy Summer. That's all it was. You were, you're 10 years ahead of your time.
Yep.
Yeah, and now you're ready to go. Did you guys do Coachella this weekend?
No, my roommate did, and he came back with no voice. He's a music agent though, so he was there for work, but it looked like he squeezed in a little bit of pleasure.
Yeah, working quotes. Yeah.
Were you there?
No. I've never been actually.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like my vibe.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I assumed. All the Four Locos. I would have thought. All
We
the
look like two guys that enjoy the desert.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Stagecoach.
Okay.
So I'll get a read on it there.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the country version, right?
Yeah.
Never been to either. I got Coachella tickets 1 year, and I think I was touring, but I was like, I haven't gone. I'm not going to pretend like I want to go now.
Right.
So I just kind of, I bailed.
Willie's very into concerts, and I have just recently got into live music.
We went to the Rolling Stones and he left after like 3 songs.
It was
like, this is boring. I was like, this is
boring.
history. Dude. Yeah, but it's like, you got to see
They were not. It was my first concert ever. We got in a car crash 2 hours before, which I'm.
we got in a car crash while finding out that Trump got shot in the ear.
Yeah, we had a
It was
we had a
that
big
day.
Wow.
We were like, holy
So
shit.
it came for you guys
He
too.
got shot. Yeah, exactly. It was a 2-pronged attack.
We were pulling out of this gas station, and I think it was like literally like someone was reading the news.
I was like, oh my God, Trump just got shot in the ear. Boom, we get hit by a car.
And they determined that she was 95% at fault.
That's good.
Yeah.
She hit me with her car.
So you
And
got
then-
$600 from the insurance.
No, she's suing me for $100,000, which is if she wins, I would only be liable for 5% of that.
Okay.
So like, it's a pointless lawsuit. But she's like,
No,
she
that's
hit
5
me.
points.
She hit the side of my car with the front of her car, and was like, I don't know.
And
Me,
this is
I
an
think-
ongoing case?
Yeah.
This is good to have out. This is good.
Yeah. When the insurance company called, I said you weren't at fault at all. But no, he was. We were like, oh my God, Trump got shot in the ear, and so he was like, and she hit us.
For the safety of you two, we're very much going to cut this part out, but this is hilarious.
Well,
I mean, I don't care.
Progressive is handling it. I don't care.
yeah.
You can keep it in. Also, I don't know if she was like 90 years old, so I don't know if she is listening to podcasts.
Yeah, it turns out, yeah, she's like,
She's an avid TMG fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, insurance agents,
I want you to keep it in, play it twice.
Yeah.
If this loses you the case, I'm going to laugh really hard, dude.
I still haven't been served. I got a letter saying I should prepare to get served, and I'm waiting for the guy. But every time I see a stranger walking towards me, I walk the other direction.
Right.
That's like
right.
bucket list though. Okay? Like you want to get served once, right? You ever
Yeah.
been-
Yeah, I think at least once.
You ever been served?
No, I've never received a subpoena.
It sounds fun. Or it sounds like it would be like
That sounded like you got served for something else, but
Yeah,
you were like beating around the bush. You were like, have you ever been served? Never been served a subpoena.
Yeah,
I can tell
yeah.
you that much.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I never, thankfully, never been to court yet. Yeah, we don't know. I got a lot, knock on wood, I got a lot of life left. I might end up there. Hopefully
I would be
not.
bummed if I didn't. I think that's something you need to do at some point.
Yeah, I think if you're not really American if you don't get sued at least once.
How do you get when you get sued? How do you turn it into like a court TV thing?
That's a great question.
Oh,
yeah.
like
Like
Judge
Judge
Judy?
Steve Harvey.
So those, I think you bring it to them. Like there's that guy who him and his buddies used to sue each other just to get on.
Interesting.
I don't think those are real. Like
a buddy of mine did Judge Judy.
Really?
Is it real?
Yeah. Yes, it's real. And what it seems like, if I'm going off of what they did with him, they look for petty cases. So some stuff with like really nominal value.
Yeah.
And they basically pay the plaintiff regardless.
Oh, nice. So you can just go there and get guaranteed.
Yeah, and then if you're the defendant, it's basically like you're going there to plead your case, but whether you win or lose, like you won't come out of pocket for anything.
Got it.
That seems to be the
yeah.
exchange.
Did
Yeah.
you see that guy that went on? It wasn't Judge Judy, but it was like Judge Judy adjacent, and he was suing this radio station because they put out this thing on April Fool's Day that if you tattooed crud on your forehead, they would give you $250,000.
And he did it.
And he did it, and he went down to the office to get his money, and they all pointed and laughed at him. And so he took it to, it's ginormous. Like, it's not like he like half-assed it. Like,
Can we Google this?
it is block letters taking up his entire forehead.
I got to see the
The
crud,
funniest
man.
part is like when he's making his case, it seems like he's less hung up on like the money they owe him, and he's like, and they pointed and they snickered and they laughed at me.
No, but they use that against them and he got $510,000.
Wait, I don't think
Crud with a K?
Yeah,
it's I think the station's name. It's like KRU.
Oh, right. I was gonna say
Crud would be a funny thing.
It'd be funny if he was just dumb as hell and he spelt it with a K, and they're like, "That's not crud, dumbass." No way, dude. This can't be real.
I thought that was what I thought too, because will you skip like all the way to the end? It starts like bleeding at the end. Like it's like dripping.
Like Sharpie.
Yeah, it's almost like go here. Maybe it was just in the TikTok I was watching. I could have sworn it was like dripping.
He got $500,000.
Yeah.
This can't be real, dude.
Also, like, why does the radio host care? Like that guy
Judge
on the
Gino
left,
Brogdon?
that guy on the left is like the radio host. So, like he doesn't have any skin in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
I love how successful this format is, that they just can have like 10 judges doing this.
I was thinking about this. Like, there's also like there's like a new like hospital show like every year. I feel like why is that such a
fictional?
Yeah, I guess that's different.
I thought you meant like it was like on today's episode. This guy's got a hernia.
Yeah, just
There's like a few formats that they're just
milking.
They just keep working.
Yeah, I think daytime television watchers it's pretty easy. They're just probably going for the lowest lift.
Yeah, and it's probably, it's like a sad scene. Whoever's watching daytime TV is not in a great place.
Did you see it's a similar court show, different judge, but his girlfriend, the guy's girlfriend is suing him for something, whatever, and she is giving context to the case. So she's like, he was in a fraternity on campus, so he was real well known around campus. And the judge is like, which fraternity was that? And she goes, the Alphas. And then they do their hand sign at each other. And the judge was in the same fraternity as the guy she's suing. And the caption was just like, this case was over before it started.
That's good, dude. That's a good sign if you're a young lady and the judge is looking at your boy going like, She's like, I'm losing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hey, everyone. We got to take a quick break from the action to thank a sponsor of today's episode, BetterHelp. Let me talk to you about how therapy can feel like a big investment, as the state of your mind is just as important as your physical health. Let's talk numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up fast. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big on cost and on time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With online therapy, you get quality care at a price that makes sense and can help you with anything, from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it's within reach. Therapy can be a great way to gain a larger understanding of yourself. It isn't just for those who have experienced major traumas. You can learn positive coping skills, set boundaries, and empower yourself to be the best version of yourself. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. It's convenient. You can join a session with just the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. Your well-being is well worth it. Visit betterhelp.com/TMG to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TMG. Dude, I actually, in Australia, this is how far-reaching these shows are. I'm in Australia and I turn on the TV and the only like American-based thing was this stuff. And this guy's name, this is like, it fucking crushed me, dude. I'm like, no way that's your actual fucking name. And I did like the oldest thing ever. I always feel old when I take a photo of a television. I just feel so, Nigel Gilbo. Like, no shot, dude.
What did he do?
This is so good. He worked for an airline, and a buddy of his paid him $5,000 for like an indiscriminate amount of discounted travel tickets.
Right.
And then he got fired because he got caught doing that. So then he's suing for the $5,000 back. And
Right.
Judge Judy was like, so he was scamming his workplace and you knew. And the guy's like, well, yeah. And she's like, you're not getting your money. Like, she just kind of like waved him off. And then
No nonsense though.
She is no nonsense. She's too harsh on them.
Yeah.
Like the shtick has gone too far where like you still have to be somewhat judicial. You can't, she's like power hungry.
I like it.
My buddy
order.
Yeah. When my buddy was on, he said like, and the video's so fun. I don't want to fucking air shit out, but he dude, he gets on there.
The salmon defense.
The salmon.
Yes. Yeah. Click this. This is so good, man.
They like teach that in law school. They're like, if all else fails, use the salmon defense.
Yeah. Oh my God, my boy. So basically, when he was on, Judge Judy just clowned him. He didn't even get 3 words in. And what's really great is he.
Oh, this is the guy. That's him and his friends sue each other on.
No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Does he make those YouTube videos where he like prank calls like scam guys?
No. This is a one-off. And look at you being racist against your own kind.
He looks just like the other guy.
Look at this. We got a white man saying all white men look the same. No,
kind of progressive, honestly.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, when you think about it, my buddy said that Judge Judy, and if you watch the video, it's so funny. But she was just like so fucking mean to him. He didn't get 3 words in. He got hit on a bicycle by a car. He like drew this whole diagram. He like holds up the diagram. She basically is like, I don't fucking care.
He spent all afternoon drawing a diagram.
Oh, longer than that, I think.
Wait, what is the salmon defense?
Yeah, what's the salmon defense?
It says
let's look that up.
He encountered a salmon in the road.
Pretty amazing thing to do.
I think it's just
maybe that's just specific
to this guy.
Yeah. Salmon defense. Oh, here we go. No, JK.
Is it like, I'm guessing it's something about like you're going
upstream
into
has to be
like you're into traffic.
Yeah, kind of like what you did.
Yeah.
When you put that old lady at fault.
It's honestly that guy. Yeah.
Salmon are swimming upstream way faster than normal because pharmaceutical companies have been dumping painkillers into the river.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Dude, we had rats in our last office, and it just kept getting worse. And part of that was because very early on in the rat problem, they broke into, in the same night, one coworker had a bottle of Adderall on his desk, got into it and ate all of the Adderall. And another coworker had a bar of mushroom chocolates on his desk, ate all of that too.
Oh, wow.
So these were like
hyper-focused, hyper-open-minded rats. They were solution-oriented rats.
Yeah.
Which was
they were enchanted. That's very cool.
That reminds me, the same thing where your buddy was like exchanging airline tickets, whatever. Not gonna say his name.
Nigel's not my buddy. That's just a guy. My buddy is
Not gonna
all my boys end up on Judge Judy at some point.
Yeah, most of my friends have been on.
The same coworker that the rats got into his Adderall. Not gonna say his name, but he was doing a similar thing where he was exchanging Adderall for free airline tickets. This girl worked at American Airlines, and so he was flying first class around the world, but he didn't have any more of his Adderall. So it was like he was very well traveled, but like his work was suffering.
Oh, right.
And then I can't remember how it came to an end, but like either he ran out of Adderall or she stopped needing it. And so he had to start paying for airline tickets. And
maybe she grew up and she's like, I can just go to the doctor myself.
Yeah, Adderall is like the easiest thing. I think you can get Adderall this afternoon.
I think you like order it online now.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon.
I get like ads for like things that you can order online that you shouldn't be able to order online.
Yeah, Adderall, I think they've cracked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are like, oh, if college kids are doing it, we'll find a way. Yeah. Just look it up. Just buy Adderall. Let's just see if we can get some DoorDash in the next hour. We'll put it on our
GoPuff now?
Yeah. We'll put it on Klarna. We'll pay it back over time.
We have a new finance guy that...
Look at this, same day ADHD. Adderall is...
It's on Amazon?
Oh, great. Awesome.
If you've got $60 in a Prime account, you can get Adderall.
So dude, I made a goofy little YouTube video about this. So this is these were on the TikTok shop for a while. The TikTok shop, the TikTok shop had this. It seems like they've cleaned out most of it, but there was a point. There's like a huge article where you could buy just like under the table Ozempic.
Nice.
Yeah, on the TikTok shop. You just let me get that. But yeah, they have like a bunch of knockoff Adderall on the TikTok shop. This is one, Adderall.
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 So these are like natural stimulants.
Like that's not an
It's like
amphetamine,
Delta,
I guess.
It's like
It's like
Delta 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Delta.
You don't want the
8
Delta 8 of
Adderall.
Adderall. You just want Adderall. I think. You just want to get fucked up. But yeah, look at that. What was that same day? Can you go back? I want to fill out. Yeah, I would like to get this by the afternoon. That's your task today, guys. From Circle Medical.
Okay, wait. You just have to answer. This is not a doctor. This is a computer. You have to answer a questionnaire. I think if you click very often, a guy will walk through that door with Adderall right now.
Yeah, the second you release the mouse click. Hi, I heard you're looking for Adderall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Adderall.
How often do you squirm with your hands?
Just 5 very oftens. And
Yeah.
just 5 very oftens, and you can get your automatic intake now. Yeah, dude, Adderall is where weed was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, because I'm 6,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was a point where you had to like get your fucking fake medical card. Yeah. Did you guys ever go through that?
It's been legal since we've been.
Yeah. I remember doing it, and it was always like some fucking burnout doctor. Like a guy would have like a Hawaiian t-shirt beneath like a open robe, and they would answer all the questions for you. Like it was really great. You'd go, he's like, so what brings you in? It's like, yeah, well, I've been feeling like anxious. I'm like, yeah, actually I have. He's like, yeah, what do you do for work? I'm like, I'm a developer. He's like, oh yeah, writing code, stressful, right? I'm like, yeah, it is actually. He's like, yeah, you probably get some neck pain too, just sitting at the computer. I'm like, yes, I do. He's like, yeah, okay. And just see the thing, and he's like, go ahead. And that was it. And then weed forever.
Is there like a commission element to that?
Yeah.
You'd pay like $60.
No, like are they like do they have an incentive to get you?
Oh,
Well, it's probably the only. They're not a very good doctors.
Yeah.
That you're the only business. that
Yeah,
get it.
I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it like Twitch donations. Like these aren't long appointments. This dude is probably he's going through fucking 5 of me a minute. So
Yeah.
He just needs enough to get like a new pair of rainbow flip flops.
Yeah. yeah, he's chilling, dude. Yeah. No, it was actually insane. Like that's the fastest. You're making me realize that's the fastest doctor's office I've been to in my fucking life, dude. Yeah, I was in at my appointment time, like great, and they just pointed me to. There weren't even like cut off rooms. It was just like paper fucking curtains.
He does like 7 at once.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
All neck pain.
Yeah. Everybody's got neck pain, right? We all neck pain. Okay, great.
All right.
Yeah.
Bang everyone out at once. We'll get out of here.
Yeah.
I went to the pediatrician until I was like 20, and I remember I was getting a physical.
Were you in there with other 10-year-olds?
Yeah, I was literally like in like the waiting room, like looking at the fish tank with like 3-year-olds, and then they'd be like, "Jack, you go in." And I remember it was like the last physical I had with him. If you're not familiar with how a man's physical works, they like check out everything. So he's got like your stuff in his hands, and then what I didn't know is that he had recently joined the club that I golfed at. And so we both left the appointment, and then we're getting dressed in the locker room, and our lockers were right next to each other.
That's awesome.
And having, like, my balls were in his hands like 5 minutes ago, and then we teed off 10 minutes apart, and it was like, I should probably go to a real doctor.
Wow.
Let me take one more look.
Yeah, you should just leaned over and been like, round 2?
My turn.
My turn is so good. Oh my god, dude. That's so awkward.
Yeah.
Did you never went back there after that?
I've told this story a million times to Will, but my friend went to the same doctor, and they had like a
moment?
like a grad student. They had like a grad student who she was in there to like watch, I guess, and the doctor let her do that part of the physical to him, and he was in like 5th grade.
Oh god.
And so he got a little excited, and then she laughed at him, and then he was like, he went and told his mom, and she was like, yeah, I don't think they're supposed to let her do that part.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
That's people pay for that. What if that just set him on the wrong course? He's
Started
just
getting
like,
a lot of massages.
I got laughed at and I liked it a lot. So yeah, if you hi, this is just him on a date now. Are you into laughing at cocks, or is that a thing you do? Because that's what I like to do. That's brutal.
Yeah.
She chuckled.
She chuckled.
That means his Woody was small enough for her to be like, that's cute. That's brutal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, awful. He was also like now he's like 6'10". So I think like in 5th grade he was like our size. So it was like he's already uncomfortable with how big he is everywhere.
Fucking
yeah.
boo-hoo.
Yeah, I would have killed for that shit.
I'm not listening to this fucking sob story. Oh, when I was a big-ass 5th grader, someone laughed at my wiener. Fucking cry about it. Oh, my God, dude. Yeah, now I bump my head when I walk in the grocery store. Door's too little for me. 6'10".
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's,
Nice.
you know, guys, he's actually 6'10".
Yeah. Big guy.
Is he over there?
Shout out.
Shout out.
He's just tall. You can see him from anywhere in the city. You just lean out.
Go up on that mountain.
Yeah.
We were on the same basketball team, and the last game I ever played, we were in 7th grade, and this kid Trey Fletcher, you can Google him. He got drafted by the Cardinals, but he was a very good basketball player as well, and he dunked
baseball.
Baseball.
Okay.
And he dunked on me, and we were on a fast break. I had my eye on the ball, and I was guarding that guy, and then he threw a bounce pass to Trey, and I turned around. He was already 4 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And he dunked on me, and that was the last basketball game I ever played.
Holy shit.
It's like, I think I'm more of a golf guy.
Yeah.
I was so small in like middle school basketball.
Yeah.
But my team was like horrible, so I was sort of the captain. You know, brought the ball down the court. We had a game one time. We lost 73-3.
Who did the 3? You got the 3?
I'm glad
You got it. Yeah.
It was a bank from like way deep because every time I got like close to them, they would just swat it.
So you're like,
I just
fuck this.
hucked it like 8 times.
Like you were
one went in.
like you're trying to win $1 million at the halftime.
Yeah.
Fuck this. That's
Yep.
that's actually kind of hard. You just huck it from half court. They're like, oh shit. You're like, can't swat that pussy. Huh? I got to get up to the circle for you to get some fucking action.
It's like a bench clearing celebration. You're still down 7.
It felt good. I won't lie. Yeah.
Tell them about when you got put in. You forgot to.
Oh yeah, I was also that was my 8th grade year, I guess. But when I was on the
Which
team,
was what, like yesterday?
yeah, it was like a couple years ago. It was during COVID. No, but 2 years or my 7th grade year, there were some kind of decent guys, so I never played. And in the state tournament, I didn't think I was going to get in at all, and then we were losing, and my coach was like, "All right, Will, you can go play."
Wow.
And I was so unprepared that I didn't wear basketball shoes. So I just had like, I don't know, regular shoes on.
You just had some skate bands.
Yeah, something like that. Like it was like not the right shoes at all. And I just went out there and immediately ate shit. And like my dad was like filming because I had like finally gotten in a game, and there's just a video of me just falling face first on the court.
I got a pretty good fucking pathetic basketball story.
Oh,
I think I was 4'11" until like 9th grade. Or
Okay.
I was tiny. And my dad put me in like a rec league basketball, thing, and obviously I'm the fucking smallest guy in the court. Everyone's hit puberty. I don't think I'm gonna hit it. So, I'm like pretty down bad already playing ball. And so I never got put in. I didn't have handles for shit. I was just getting whopped anytime I get out there. So I finally get in a game. I get on a fast break, and just a nice little layup. Literally bench stands up. Everyone's hyped because I finally scored some. And I felt like in that moment, I felt like, oh fuck, this is pity. Like on all sides. Even the other team was like clapping, like, wow, we heard about you, man. 0 for the season. Thank God. Yeah, dude. It felt horrendous.
Yeah, it's sympathy when like moms on the other team are like crying in the stands.
Yeah.
That's a sweet moment.
They like stopped it like when Ovechkin scored that goal. They had like a ceremony on the court. Yeah. They retired the jersey.
Yeah, everybody was just like hand on my back, like, you did it, buddy. Good job. You're never getting in again.
You ever seen that that manager has like autism or something, and they put him in as like a sympathy thing, and then he scored like 24 points. He like, oh man, all right,
An equipment man,
dude. He scored like 6 threes in a row, and
That's awesome.
yeah, everyone's going nuts. And then it's like, wait, is he good? Because they're guarding him.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
of
doesn't.
course.
And it would be funny if they're like, oh, we should have Should have been playing him the whole season.
They're just looking at like their star player, like, hey,
Yeah.
buddy, the average on this kid. What have you been doing all season?
That would be funny, like the opposite of that. Like, is that like a Jimmy Tatro thing with like the kid who gets in like the spring game and he gets decked, but it's like the kid is just nasty and just like shouldering people and knocking people out.
I mean, it would make sense, you know. You get like a guy a little bit on the spectrum, and he's like insanely perfect with his 3-point form.
Yeah.
Like they're like, he's been shooting threes for 6 hours every day for 12 years. Obviously, he's pretty good.
I am curious though. How do you guys know each other? Because I don't know the story.
We were
Kind of forced together.
Yeah.
We both got hired. Yeah. Both got hired by Almost Friday, and then
It's so good.
they were like, we were the only two guys that hadn't already started a podcast, so they were like, you guys can start one.
in general, the only two guys,
Two white guys in Venice that hadn't started one yet, and then
we both got hired because we were doing like TikTok on our own, and then in our contracts it was like you have to start a podcast. And we both had that in our contracts. We were like, two birds with one stone.
That is hysterical.
Yeah,
They just treat you guys like a group project over there.
yeah, kind of.
All right, white boys pair up and
literally,
start talking.
It took a little bit to get our footing, but it's been fun.
they put us in the same. We lived together for a summer in Venice, and it was me, Billy Langdon, Chester Collins, and Will.
Nice.
And Billy and Chet were older than us, so they like got their own rooms, and then they put Will and I in. We're like basically adults. They put us in the same room. Our beds were touching.
Yeah,
We did not get along.
yeah, we hated each other.
Really?
I think if you put any two guys and your mattresses are touching each other and you don't know them.
Now, how does this look? Are you feet to feet?
We
side to side?
tried a bunch of different options.
It's not whatever you're picturing. Not that. It was an L shape by the end of it, so it was like feet to feet, but
Yeah.
if that makes
Feet to
sense.
knee.
Yeah, feet to knee.
So like I was here and Will was like that
I
way.
was like,
Yeah, I'd probably hate
that
anyone
way.
I have to live with like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So that's how they do it at Almost Friday. They put you in like
Force you together.
yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, it's like buds, like in like Navy. That's how they get Navy SEALs to like each other. Is you get them to hate like the establishment.
Got it.
So like they
Yeah,
banded us together by being mad that we were in the same room.
What was the turning point? What was the point where you guys were like, fine?
Well, we both went back. That was the first summer, and then we both went back to college for a year.
Yeah,
So I think it was just sort of like
enough time apart.
we cooled off. Yeah, came
That's-
back with a better mindset.
we had like a because I was the instigator. Like I was being a dick to Will, and then on the day before I left, I apologized to Will.
Yeah, that is true. We had a
And
nice.
then we were like, okay, we don't hate each other anymore, but I don't think we became buddies until we would go on like trips together and stuff.
When you say you're a dick to him, is that like you're
Picture like middle school bully,
like, okay,
like trying to be so mean that he would not want to sleep in that room.
right?
he's trying to flush me out.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it
But-
was sick.
but so funny.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where you're like, I'm gonna hit this guy?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Will's like not very. I feel like you're not very aggressive, but like
I'm a lover.
If you were a different type of guy, I would.
Look at that. He's bullying you again. Look at this. If I was his backhanded comment. Well, Will's kind of a
Will's a
bitch.
huge.
are you gonna try to?
pussy.
Yeah, you're trying to bait me into hitting him right now.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm trying to get the clip.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. I don't blame you. That's the name of the game. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'd swing on him. Look, man, if someone's been around the block a few times, I'd knock this guy out right now. I'd lay him, dude.
It was also like we had to live. We obviously had to live with kids like at school when we were freshmen,
Mm.
and then like I think we both got just old enough that we no longer had to share a room with someone, and then
Yeah.
summer comes around and you're just back in like a dorm situation.
That's good, man. That's a great way for Almost Friday to test chemistry.
Honestly, kind of. Yeah.
And we're gonna force them in a small, confined space, see if they can get along, and we'll let them start a podcast afterward.
I mean, I can't believe it worked, but it kind of did
It
work
did work.
for like everyone they got too. Like,
And then by the time you guys could move out, like, all right, your own rooms. Like, we like the L beds.
yeah.
We want to keep the L beds. That's
I mean, that's
funny.
the same thing with Will and Liam,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
I think they kind of try to find you guys like you're almost like beta fish.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to get you guys to like see if two of you can exist in the same little cup. So that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
What were you doing on TikTok?
I was making sketches,
Okay, got
just
it.
kind of dicking around
You're just digging around
with
okay.
my buddies during COVID.
Oh, so I would imagine you come into this job and you're like, I'm a fucking creative writer.
Yeah.
All right, I care about the art.
Right.
And then here's this guy. How'd you get here? I was drinking fucking beers, man.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, the impression I have of you in my mind is always the end of those TikToks.
Yes. Lifeless.
Yeah.
Terrified. That Four Loko one ends in like a dark. That was that was one of the worst days of my life. I had these two guys come over, and I was like, your only job is to make sure I just don't leave the house. Like, just make me stay here. It's gonna be fine if you confine me to like the backyard. And then they took me wake surfing, and so we were out
That is the opposite.
Eight Four Lokos in. They took me wake surfing, and they were trying to teach me how to do it. So I was I was completely abandoned the video. Was in Lake Virginia, which is like gator infested water.
Yeah.
And
These guys liked you?
yeah, these were actually I was there. They were like pledges in our fraternity.
Oh wow.
So I think maybe they saw it as like an opportunity to like fuck with me. But I woke up and it's pitch black and I'm covered in something. This structure is over me that like I can't get out. They had invited all the other pledges over and they stacked every chair in the house on top of me. So I was under this pile of chairs and it was the most scared I've ever been.
That's like you ever seen that video where that like every time this guy passes out, his friends fucking put him in a coffin?
No.
His like fears being buried alive. It's horrible, but I think it's so funny.
That's
Can you pull this up? Yeah, I don't know how you search this. Like drunk guy, coffee. Yeah, it's mean as fuck. It's super mean. And I've shown this video to friends, and they're like, "This is fucked up, man." And I hated that because then I'm the insecure one, being like, "No, it's funny." It's funny. Also, while we look this up, this is so funny. Queensland surgeon.
Yeah, I was just reading that.
Fined for sharing photo of patient's swastika tattooed penis. Queensland in Australia is such a crazy place, so I would not expect anything less from Queensland. Yeah, but anyway.
Where do you even like what has to go
where do you
wrong
even get that
where you're
picture?
like, what's the website?
I think
Like, what has to go wrong in your life where you're like, I should throw one on my
Well, because like I feel like the whole point of getting a swastika tattooed or anything with a swastika is like because you want to like piss people off. Like,
yeah.
Like why? If it's on your dick, like who's seeing it?
You and your creator, man.
Yeah.
I guess like that would be a nightmare hookup. Like you meet this normal guy at the bar,
Yeah.
and then because you probably wouldn't see it until like the morning.
I would.
You're checking?
I would check. I'd check.
Hey, man.
Have you seen that UFC
Let me
fighter?
just make sure there's no... Oh, what is this? Oh, you're a bigot. I'm not blowing a bigot. I don't know. I can look it up at some point. But the way they would do it to his buddy, they just like carve out cardboard and they put it over him and they put him on a table.
Got it.
And they bang on top of it and he'd wake up just screaming. Again, it's horrible, but I think it's so funny.
Yeah. That might be the worst way to go.
Did you join a fraternity? I'm just curious.
I did not know. There was no Greek life at Boston College.
Yeah. So we're normal.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, absolutely not. Our school was like, I'm not exaggerating, I think it's like 80% commuters.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had Greek life, but it was lame as fuck. Dude, a house in the valley. That's where all the fraternity houses were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, out there in the valley.
Damn.
Just near campus, sort of. Yeah, really lame.
That's kind of strange. Yeah, we didn't even, it didn't even exist for us. So,
and I think the age range at our college was, we had a lot of people that were like, you know, I'm going to go back and get my, like,
Right.
I would say 30% of our student body were fucking real adults with real jobs doing night school.
yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, fully, like, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some guys like that who obviously have more of appreciation for like what they're doing there. Like when I was in a class, it's like, let's just get through this. And they're trying to like get everything they can out of it. And I remember it was one of those 2.5 hour classes.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy, the professor would open it up to questions and it was kind of implied like, dude, we've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. Let's get out of here. And you'd pick his brain for 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
We'd be like, dude, go home to your family.
He's like, I can't. I can't take it anymore. I have 2 kids and they're fucking nightmares. I'm staying at school.
He's asking questions just to stall.
Yeah.
You have to go home.
100%.
Yeah.
We had a lot of guys because I was in the business program and we had a lot of fucking idiot guys. There's a guy in there that, here's what's really crazy. I dropped out in my final semester. And I came back for classes like a couple years later. I actually waited so long that my entire degree was going to expire. I got a fucking letter that was like, hey, if you don't show up, you're going to lose all your classes. Yeah. And all my coworkers at the time, they were like, how many classes is it? I'm like, 3. And my manager, I was writing code at this point, and I was doing pretty well. I'm like, fuck that degree. And I love my manager to this day because she was like, 3 classes? She's like, fuck out of here. She's like, just sign up. And she was a homie. She's like, I'll cut you loose just to go get it done. But I'm pretty sure that guy was still in school, like finishing whatever stupid business degree. But he was like that. Like he would ask questions. He was so like teacher's pet at like 50 years old. I wanted to kill this guy. I had a group project with him and he was such a fucking to me. Like, and so to see him there still, like it gave me this deep satisfaction.
Oh, he was there when you got back?
I'm if I'm remembering right, I think he was still taking classes.
Oh,
yeah.
That feels good. Then.
Yeah. And I'm like,
win.
yeah, you suck. Fuck you, man. Dude, sorry, now you're just flashing me back into, we had a lady in a communications class. I mean, this lady was like, death was on the door, like knocking. And she was in there studying, like, I don't know why she was like studying a comms class. And she's like, the whole lesson goes by. And at the end of the she's like, so could you explain like Facebook? It was like a question like that. And the whole room goes, oh shit. You're, not only are you not with it, it's almost over. It was
that girl when Instagram had to go like in front of Congress or whatever, and they're asking questions that are just like, they've clearly never opened a phone before. The guy was like, are you gonna shut down Finsta?
Yeah.
And the guy at Instagram was like, no, that's not like what it is. It's like not a thing. That's like not really what it is. And he was like, so you're not gonna shut it down? She was like, no, that's like a term kids use to like describe it.
That's so funny.
There were some girls at Rollins that would like just chip away at their degree, where you'd be like, what classes are you taking this year or this semester? And they'd be taking like they'd be taking 2 classes and fail 1.
Yeah.
So they'd take like 8. Like there was a girl that I was friends with that was a senior when I was a freshman, and I think she graduated the year after me.
Yeah. Isn't that like super common now? I feel like people in your age range, they're just like, I'm gonna slow it down.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that a thing?
Yeah, maybe not at like good schools, but like where I was, kids were trying to like, people were shocked when you didn't take a victory lap. Like if you finished in 4, I remember kind of floating that idea to my dad. I'm like, I might take a victory. He was like, absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good on your pops.
Mm-hmm.
Just get it done.
Also, like I had this job. So it was like, our bosses would have been like, what? No, you're not.
Yeah.
It's like market research.
They thought I still don't have my physical diploma. They thought I forged I got the head of our department to sign a thing that said this class that I was going to take abroad counted. And then they emailed me when we were like 6 months into working out here, and they were like, you forged this document, like whatever. And I had to email him and be like, that's your signature. Like, I don't know your signature. And he was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And they let it slide. But it was like,
wow.
Yeah.
Maybe he got in trouble for that. And he's like, I did not.
Did you forge it?
No.
You can say it now.
I didn't forge it. I did not forge it. But it was weird.
Will's trying to get you to lose your degree, lose your lawsuits. He's going for the long con. Yeah, this guy thinks
I'm taking over the pod.
This guy thinks we're friends, dude. I'm trying to get him in fucking debt. I'm trying to neutralize his educational career. This guy's an idiot. He made me sleep on the fucking window side of the L bed. I'm gonna fucking get him.
That room that we slept in was such a nightmare because I didn't know about like flying cockroaches. Like that was a thing that was like in Venice, and I would sleep with the door open or the window open.
That they evolved.
Yeah, they can zing across the room, but I would hear like fluttering in the middle of the night. And I was like, oh, there's like a bird outside. And then you'd wake up in the morning and there'd be one like on the ceiling. Like, oh.
Well, dude, that was the craziest. Did you ever go to that? The place we lived in was the OG Friday Beers office.
No, I didn't. I've not been in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was like literally steps from the boardwalk.
Yeah.
And it was just complete chaos at all times. You would wake up in the middle of the night to people just screaming bloody murder outside your window. And I remember getting the like Citizen app. You know that app?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's one day we're in our bedroom and I get the notification and it says man wielding a knife 15 meters away.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, it was like, wasn't it like, it was like 15 feet.
or yeah,
We did the math and it was like,
I
there's
think
there's nowhere 15 feet away from us right now that isn't in the house.
Yeah.
I think he's in the kitchen. Yeah, it was just Billy like making salad or something. Yeah.
I remember there was a guy.
Just reporting your friends to citizen. Pretty good. Yeah, man in my house wielding knife. Billy, they're coming to get you.
There was
Yeah.
a guy outside of our house getting broken up with on the phone one time.
Oh yeah.
And me and Billy were outside kind of watching it. And when you're observing something that crazy, you forget that like they can see you too.
Yeah.
And so we're just staring at him. It was like a real life soap opera. And then his friend was trying to calm him down. It was like, dude, there are people like watching you. He's like threatening this girl on the phone, whatever. And he looks up at us and we're separated by a hedge, but like that's it. And we were like, this guy's such a madman. They're like, that's probably not enough to stop him from like coming and getting us.
He's like, you motherfuckers.
You did this to me.
Then Billy's on the citizen app like,
Yeah, I'm reporting. The guy's
I don't even know what he's doing.
Instead of calling the cops, just reporting. Like, a guy pointing a gun at you.
Willie's like, there's a guy with a knife and there's a guy who just got broken up with. He also has a knife. So many people with knives.
There's a duel happening outside.
Yeah, it's kind of bold.
It's freeing.
Kind of badass.
It's beyond. It's like beyond. Like I can't imagine that type of confidence because I'll still bomb at the urinal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I get pee shy.
Yeah, I refuse. I've gone so long without urinals that
Wait, you're anti-urinal?
I just no.
Like if you have the choice, you're never going to
Because I've had a few experiences where I've gone up to the urinal or I'm exiting a bathroom and someone will be like, dude, big fan. And there's something that's really off to me about pissing next to a guy who just leans over. He's like,
Love your stuff.
yo, dude, love your YouTube channel.
yeah.
Not that that's always going to happen, but like, yeah, that just fucked with me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
We were also stuck there until the worst part is like committing to going to the urinal, and then what will happen to me is I can't get a stream going, and then you either have to leave and go back to your seat and have to pee, or leave the urinal and go into a stall.
Yeah.
And then everyone's now thinking like, what just happened to that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's weirder for you too because you do the pants around the ankles.
Yeah, you don't have to stand 5 feet back.
There was a kid that I went to college with that was a completely normal guy in every other part of his life, and then would pee with his pants around the ankles at the bar. And like, I thought it was maybe a joke,
Yeah.
but he didn't. Like, I came up next to him and he didn't acknowledge it.
We talking ass
Power
out?
move.
Ass out, underwear.
Underwear is also down.
I'll show you the picture after this, but if you want, we can put the picture right here.
No, I just realized we'll get fucking demonetized for that. But yeah, that's pretty.
I was telling Will on the way over here. I was at LAX one time, and you were at the oversized baggage claim, and I also was going over there. And
What kind of cargo were you hauling?
I was getting my golf clubs, and I was too nervous to say hello. But when it's only two guys standing at the, like, it's one thing if we're at the normal carousel where there's like 50 guys. It was you and I standing next to each other, and we're the only two people waiting.
Really?
Yeah.
We have so many encounters.
And then your camera thing came out.
Yeah, the big giant case. Yeah.
And I missed my chance.
just said something, dude. That's so funny.
That's awesome.
I was probably pretty out of it.
You and I don't know who you were with, but both of you looked very tired and very upset about how the flight went.
Oh, it's probably my old producer, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. We waiting for that case is always fucking annoying because it takes forever at LAX.
It didn't look like the right time to say.
Yeah. No, I would have been fine, dude. That's hilarious.
He's waiting to catch you at a urinal.
Yeah. You get pee shy too? Yeah, I get pee shy, man. I can't do it. No.
Yeah, it's never been an issue. Yeah.
For you, just gotta go.
I pee so I have the smallest bladder of all time, so I just
There's no holding it.
I just do it.
I think that's the difference. Is I have a huge bladder.
Really? Yeah.
I can hold.
Yeah, I can't. It's
bottomless.
It's honestly a stain. Like I can't like anytime I buy tickets, I'm like I have to be on the aisle. Like I can't like. It's kind of like affects my life more than it should.
Shout out small bladder.
I was thinking about one time I was at a urinal in college. I bought a ticket to this bar crawl, and we were at the second bar. And I'm at the urinal, and while I'm peeing, I shit myself. Like I thought I was like farting a little bit, but then there was like a line, so it was like you can't go then from the urinal into the stall like you were saying. So I just Ubered home.
With shit in your ass?
Yeah,
That's incredible, dude.
yeah. I had no choice.
The Uber driver's like, Uber for Will? Oh my God.
I mean, I got home and just threw my underwear out and showered and changed. And
For anyone eating right now, I just want you to imagine the shit in Will's ass. And the sandwich it made when he sat down in that Prius.
Yeah.
There was one winter break where...
He let me connect to the Bluetooth. Sorry.
There was one winter break where I crapped myself twice.
Yeah.
And my mom...
It was Christmas.
It was Christmas break, and she like truly could not I was like 21, and it happened twice in 2 weeks, and she was like seriously concerned for my health.
I mean, I would be too.
Yeah.
We were moving a mirror, like a giant framed mirror, and she wanted to get it up into this loft, and I had to get it from this position to this one.
And you just stood up and shat yourself.
Well, no,
Wait, it was like
I'm holding it like this, and then to lift it the last part to push it up through the loft, I had to go like that. And when I made this like move, I crapped my pants.
That is cartoonish.
I dropped the mirror. The mirror slid down the ladder. It was in a giant frame, so it didn't break. It hit and went through the wall. And so there was a hole from it was my mom's office into the bathroom. And she goes, "What just happened?" And I go, I pooped myself. And she goes, "You're joking." And I go, "I swear to God, I'm not." And then I took my pants off, walked through, you go outside through the driveway. My sister and all of her friends are having breakfast. I walked through the kitchen holding my pants, walked upstairs, threw them in the trash, got in the shower, and sat there until I was positive every single one of her friends were dead.
Yeah. What was the other time?
I don't remember, but I just remember. I think it was just it was way less.
That was
eventful.
way run of the mill.
Yeah,
Pretty
just a regular shit your
pretty
pants story.
standard crap. I think it was just like fart shit done. Can we tell Angus's one? Angus's one is my favorite one.
Would he shit himself?
You haven't heard the story? This was before he got hired. He was home. He was playing Call of Duty, and he had his feet up on the...
Dude, you guys are not going to make it past 40. You're going to need adult diapers.
I'll ask him.
Fine.
Yeah. No, yours is more logical. You're tanked.
Yeah.
You kind of let one loose. Yeah. I'm going to say yours is maybe like, just, you're feeling good.
Yeah. No, well, here's the thing. Mine was the second bar in the bar crawl.
Yeah.
So I'd had like 3 drinks.
Hey, I'm trying to bail you out.
I'll take
the bait, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to bail you
Sorry,
out.
I was hammered. I didn't know my left.
He's throwing you a
I don't know,
lifeline
up from
right now.
down. Yeah, thank you.
But lifting a mirror and shitting yourself, that's old activity already,
That's
dude.
like last stage of life.
Yeah, that's like...
Grasp for air.
That's not supposed to happen until you're 50. It's hitting you in your early 20s, dude. In your 30s, you're going to need a diaper.
But all right, I'll ask him if we can use this. But Angus was at home. He had just graduated college. It was COVID. He didn't have a job. He had his feet up on the TV stand playing COD Zombies. Sneezed, farted, and then shit himself. And he was like, "Yeah, I need to get a job."
It's a wake up call.
Hey, but we were at least like 20. Angus was like 26 when this happened.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm gonna only ever address him as shitty butt.
Yeah, shitty butt.
Yeah. That's like, this is not really related, but this is like a stupid thing my friends would do growing up. One of my guys, like, at some point he goes, "Hey man, you always sneeze with your eyes closed." And we're like, "True." And he's like, "Next time I'm gonna do it with my eyes open." So it started to be like a thing where all my boys would try to sneeze with their eyes open. And it was really fucking funny to watch.
No, your eyes would like pop out, I'm pretty sure.
No, they would do it. It looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I think they would go like, "Oh, God."
Yeah. That's basically what happened with their eyes. They try to hold their eyes open. And then it just kept elevating where it'd be like, I'm going to try to like burp and fart at the same time. And they're trying to do these bodily functions that only seem like you're supposed to focus on one.
Yeah.
No one ever shit themselves, but I think I think someone's lying. Like, I think someone
that was sort of the
definitely...
thrill of it, probably. Too.
Yeah,
It's like someone's gonna shit themselves.
Yeah, def. And then
you can tell when someone shits themselves because the joke's not funny anymore and they suddenly have to go home.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Killer kicking it with you guys.
with your fucking ankles close together. All right, boys, I'm gonna see you.
Walking out like this.
Yeah. Just shuffling out, dude.
I was skiing 2 weekends ago, and I'm staying at my friend's girlfriend's
By the way,
house.
very bold.
What?
I don't fuck with skiing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's just the thing that kills anyone that's living a good life. Anyone that's had a good is like making money, having a good time. It's always skis into a tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, wait till you hear the story.
Wait till you hear this story.
Oh, well, okay, continue.
So we're at my friend's girlfriend's house. I've only met her like 3 times. And
I shit myself.
I go to, there's a bathroom in the bedroom that I'm staying in. And obviously you're not like, I'm not a plumber. I'm not examining the toilet before I poop in it. And, it was one of those ones where like I had to pretend like I was changing because we're going to dinner first. I don't want all these new people to think I'm pooping. And, I do my business, turn around. The handle has no pressure on it. I press it, nothing happens. I look down, there's no water in the bowl. Open up the tank, no water in the tank. Can't get a hold of Harper, who's my friend. He's in the shower. And so I go to his girlfriend and I'm like, hey, there's no water in the toilet. So the first 15 minutes that I'm there, I pooped in her toilet that had no water in it. And then everyone made it seem like I should have checked for water.
I think
first.
Well, I don't know how you didn't notice.
It was one of those ones where
you have to check for.
You know, when you're sitting, it's like coming out before your butt even touches the toilet. Like I didn't have time to.
Yeah, there's a weird quirk about the human body. You know, when like mentally, like somehow it knows you're
close.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's time to go.
The second I get in the elevator when I get home, I live in an apartment. Why'd you look at me like you've never heard of an elevator
like you
before?
shit yourself every time you get in an elevator or something.
Your body like knows like, all right, we're close.
Yeah.
And then you like
Time to
sprint
go.
through the kitchen.
Time to go. Yeah, now that I think about it, I do kind of look in the toilet before I drop one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case there's any like stuff.
Yeah.
I used to be scared there was a snake was going to be in the toilet and bite my butt.
That would
So sometimes if I'm in a new place, I will put toilet paper over. I'll cover the water in a layer of toilet paper so that if a snake came through, it would like it would be like, oh, there's no one there.
What started this?
Is that you still
Well, because
do that?
have you ever seen Holes?
Yeah.
You ever seen Holes? They put a gator in the.
Don't look at them for reinsurance. He's like, y'all know where I'm going.
Come on,
with this.
guy. I'm drowning over here. They put a gator in the
It's
porta
just me and
potty.
Will like,
Or not Holes. Hoot.
Same guy, Carl Hyacin.
yeah, I was waiting for the snake in the.
They put a alligator in the porta potty and then it jumps up and bites the guy's balls.
Oh, really?
That's what I wish happened.
This week on The Bonus.
I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna fucking respect it. I was always afraid a semen was just gonna come out in the bath.
The second you clean one of these hot tubs, you'll never sit in one again.
So much cum. We could all nuke each other, and everyone in Australia would just not
Watch
know.
the full episode by signing up for a membership at tmgstudios.com.